Hey guys, it's Miss Miners. First of all, I just wanted to let you guys know that I miss you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying this break, but getting lots of your work done. I hope you're being good for your parents at home, but I also hope that you guys are having some fun. Like I said, I miss you and I can't wait to see you guys again. But until then, we're going to kind of communicate by video. And so what I've done is I've created a YouTube channel for us. And you can go on there and you can watch videos of me reading books, and sometimes I'll post little messages to you guys. I might even put some videos on of Kona so you guys can see how quickly he's growing, and so that'll just be the way that we can talk to each other and see each other while we are not in school. So this week we are going to start doing some read alouds like we do in the classroom, and our theme this week is going to be an author study, which we've done before, so you guys know that an author study is where we just read a book each day by the same author. And our author this week's name is Helen Lester, and kind of the big thing with her books is that they're all humorous. And what that means, if you don't remember what humorous means, is that they're all funny. So as I read, I'm still going to be stopping just like I do in the classroom, where you see a post-it note on a page and asking that question, only this time instead of answering the question out loud like you would in the classroom, at the end you're going to have some questions to answer in writing. So that's how we're going to kind of do the questions this week. So I hope you enjoy these books, and I wish I was reading to you guys face-to-face in the classroom, but this is what we're going to have to do for now. So as you listen to me read, you can either answer the questions while I read, or you can do the questions after. And like I said, just be thinking as I read about some of these questions and be thinking about how Helen Lester made these books funny. Okay, so today's book is called Hooway for Wodney Wat. So I want you to look at the cover. Okay, so obviously on the cover we see Wodney. And I want you to pay really close attention to his name. Okay, so you'll learn later on that his real name is not actually Wodney, but there's a reason that it's called Hooway for Wodney Wat. Okay, so let's get started. Poor Wodney Wat. His real name was Rodney Rat, but he couldn't pronounce his R's. To make matters worse, he was a rodent. Well, a wodent. "What's your name, Wodney?" asked the other rodents. Wodney Wat whispered, "Wodney." "What's another name for bunny?" they asked knowingly. "Wabbit," he mumbled. "And how does a train travel?" They winked at each other. "A twain twavels on twain twacks," Wodney replied miserably. So far, Wodney's not feeling very good. Okay, be thinking about why he's probably a little bit sad. All of this teasing day in and day out made Wodney the shyest rodent in his elementary school. His squeak could barely be heard in class. He gnawed lunch alone. What do you guys think the word gnawed means? Think, he's a rodent, so he's a rat, and he's gnawing on his lunch. Wonder what the word gnawed means. And while the other rodents scurried and scooted about at recess, Wodney hid inside his jacket. Why do you guys think that Wodney's hiding inside his jacket? Then one day, as the rodents were taking turns doing wheelies, a new rodent, a very large rodent, barged into the classroom and announced, "My name is Camila Capybara. I'm bigger than any of you. I'm meaner than any of you. And I'm smarter than any of you." Then she added, "So there." So like I said, all of these animals are rodents. So think about rodents. They're rats and mice and hamsters and guinea pigs. I want you to think about what a rodent is. What do you think a rodent is? And what do you think about how the other rodents are treating Wodney? But let's look again at the illustration. What do you notice about Wodney in the illustration? So as I keep reading, I want you to really look closely at those illustrations. With that, she accidentally, on purpose, elbowed an ear, bumped 2 noses, stepped on 3 tails, and lay down on a desk. Fur prickled in fear through the classroom. She sure was bigger than any of them. She sure looked meaner than any of them. But was she smarter than any of them? So I'm thinking there might be another word for this Camila. Think about what you might call her in school. She's mean. She picks on people. What do you think we might call her? Let's see how that works out for Wodney. What's 2 plus 2? Asked Miss Fuzzleworth. 4, shouted Camila, without even bothering to raise her paw. And furthermore, 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. And 243 plus 125 is 368. Later, when Miss Fuzzleworth asked, "What's the capital of—" Camila interrupted. "New York, Albany, population 295,594. And during science, in answer to the question, what part of a plant is below the ground, Camila danced on her desk and sang, 'Root, root, rooty toot toot.'" Yup, thought all the other rodents. She's smarter than we are too. They felt very, very uncomfortable. The other rodents might feel uncomfortable. What does that even mean? I want you to think about a time when you might have felt uncomfortable. I want you to tell somebody at your house, when's a time that you might have felt uncomfortable? Let's keep reading. Every afternoon, just before the final recess, Miss Fuzzleworth drew a name from her hat to see who would be the leader for their favorite game, Simon Says. Oh, I like that game. She scrunched her eyes closed and jiggled the hat. Would it be Hairy Hamster? Minnie Feet Mouse? Grizzle Frizz Guinea Pig? Could it be Big, Mean, Smart Camila? Miss Fuzzleworth's paw reached in and pulled out the name of... What do you guys think? Whose name do you think she pulled out? Let's see. Miss Fuzzleworth's paw reached in and pulled out the name of Wodney Wat. The bell rang. There was a wild scurry for the door, and Camila was the first one on the playground, having trampled the others in her path. How do you think Wodney's feeling right now about being picked as the leader? I'm not sure. To Wodney, she looked especially scary. What would she do when she heard him speak? Breathe in his face? Or tie him up in his own tail? Or even pounce on him? The tiny, trembling leader of the game stood before the eager players, his head well inside his jacket, and squeaked, "Wodney says, weed the sign," while the other rodents read, "P.S. 142 Elementary School for Rodents." Camila began pulling up weeds around the sign and wildly flinging them higher than yawned till she was clear up to her teeth in dirt. The other rodents began to smile. I'm going to read what Rodney says again. He says, Wodney says, weed the sign. We've got all the other rodents that read the sign, but Camila does something different. Why do you think she does something different than all the other rodents? And why do you think the other rodents are smiling now? Wodney says, whap your paws around your head. He peeked a little peek out of his jacket and saw, whap, whap, whappity, slappity, whap. Camila was whapping her paws around her head so hard she became dizzy, gave herself a headache, and had to sit down. The other rodents couldn't help giggling. I'm starting to notice something about Rodney and Camila. Wonder if you guys are realizing it too. Let's think about how he's saying things, how the other rodents are reacting, and then there's Camila. Wodney says, play wing around the wosy. Camila put out her arms like wings and made an airplane noise. But where was the wosy? What was a wosy? By now, Wodney's voice was stronger, and his head was entirely out of his jacket. Wake the leaves! Nobody moved. Wodney says, wake the leaves. While Harry, Minifeet, and Grizzlefrizz and the others busied themselves raking, Camila grabbed one leaf. What do you guys think she's going to try to do? Listen to what Rodney says. Wake the leaves. The other rodents start raking the leaves, but Camila takes one leaf. Camila grabbed one leaf. Wake up! She yelled. How are things working out for Camila right now? You think she's doing well in this Simon Says game? She snatched another. Come on, you! Up, up, up! And another. Rise and shine! And another. Boo! By now, all the other rodents were squealing with laughter. All but Camila, who frowned. Stupid leaves! They won't wake up! And why was everyone laughing at her? Such bullies! How do you think Camila's feeling now? I think she might be changing a little bit. Let's keep reading. In a voice so strong he had to hold his own ears, Wodney called, Wodney says go west. The rodents collapsed in a happy heap for a rest. Go west. Camila, feeling very smart that she could tell directions by the sun, said, all right, I shall go west. And then she added, so there. West she stomped. Forever she was gone. And from that day on, the pupils of PS 142 Elementary School for Rodents never teased Wodney again. He was their hero. Hooway for Wodney Wat, they cried. Woot, woot, wooty toot toot. The end. So did you guys like that story? I like it a lot. So now I want you to think about what made that story funny. There's really one big thing that kind of makes that whole story funny. Did you catch it? So all week, like I said, we're going to be reading stories by Helen Lester, and all of her books are going to have animals in them as the characters, but each time we'll have a different kind of animal as the main character. So obviously today's main character was Rodney, and he was a rodent or a rat, and he had a problem, but he kind of did something to help himself solve the problem. Okay, so as you're answering those questions, I want you to think about that. And I also want you to think, what lesson do you think Helen was trying to teach us in this story? I think a lot of the animals in this story learned a lesson. I want to see if you guys can pick that out. Okay, so good luck answering your questions. And like I said, we'll do a different story every day. So I will see you guys tomorrow with our second story.